Yeah. So, Will, my question for you is regarding the offense, and we know that's been our Achilles heel for the season. Like,
Yeah.
defense has always been the Miami Heat's identity, and we were struggling with that in the midseason. We were, I think, in terms of defensive rating at one point like 13 or 14, but
Yeah.
I think we finished the season top 5, which is great, better than last year. We were number 9. Offense, we finished at 21 in terms of offensive rating, so bottom
Yeah.
10, bottom
Felt
3.
worse. Felt worse sometimes too. Felt worse than 21 sometimes.
Yeah,
It was
100%.
not.
And
Yeah.
I like to look at like historical data when it comes to the NBA. And so I looked at the last 43 NBA champions. When we look at defensive rating, offensive rating, all of those champions basically were top 5 in either offense, defense, or both, with only 3 outliers in 43 seasons. And so one of the outliers was the 95 Rockets when Hakeem won, the 2006 Miami Heat, and the 2011 Mavs. So 2 of those involved the Heat.
Yeah.
So, but also when I looked at the offense, so a lot of these teams, like that Houston team, I believe, was really good at defense. They're like the top 4. But at worst, when I looked at all those 43 teams, if they weren't both top 5 in offense and defense, at worst they were like 13, 14, 15. Like
Yeah.
we're at 21. Like, so I'm just curious. Like, I know you mentioned you think we could potentially make a deep run. And again, as long as we're getting healthy, which it seems like we are outside of Terry, do you think our offense is good enough to, again, propel us to possibly winning? Because we've been there 4 times now. We
Mhm.
appreciate that. We don't want to take it for granted for what Jimmy has done in this build. It's been wonderful. But we want to win a ring. He deserves it. So do you think the
Yeah.
offense is good enough to win it all?
Not the regular season offense. No, not anything close to that. If they don't make a big jump and show the offense at the times they've shown with great movement, with great spacing, then no, they're not. This is not a championship offense when they play like that, even when they're middle of the pack offense. And I think their calling card being defense is if we could just get our offense into the higher half of the league, playing like a higher, like you said, 13, whatever. If you could play an offense that's middle of the pack or a little better and a top 5 defense, I think this team feels it can win championships. And I know the ultimate prize is the NBA championship. The West is tough. So you're probably going to have to play at a top 10 offense pace to beat the West in the 7-game series. That's asking a lot. That's a big jump from where they were in the regular season. But to answer your question, when it comes to this particular, team, it's going to be a significant jump offensively for them to really have a chance to win the championship. Now, the East is broken. The East is a mess. Like, I know everybody talks about Boston. I still have my questions on Boston, but I think there's no question that they are the best team in the East right now, right? They're the team that everybody's going to be chasing. They won 60-something games. But the rest of the East is a mess. So you can't get to the NBA Finals and a chance to win that championship you're talking about without getting out of the East. That's why I say play your style, play your defense, try to find some sort of rhythm. Remember what happened last year, the playoffs? They reverted back somehow to being the Miami Heat three-point shooting team that they were the year before, which was the best in the NBA, when they were one of the worst in the NBA in the regular season. So this core has shown the ability to flip a switch and change a narrative from regular season to playoffs. Amir, to do that again this year is their only chance to really make a run. If they don't do that, they're not getting maybe even past the first round with the way they played offense at times.